Hey, it's your girl Morticia Sherman. Let me do this intro because it sounds like I'm supposed to go live and my intro didn't even hit. What is going on? Um, this is so funny to me. Welcome to Wednesday's session, The Unapologetic Therapist, your girl Morticia Sherman. I'm telling you right now, I don't understand what's going on between Apple and Google. I guess they're having this battle between the Apple and the Google, whatever it is that's going on. But one minute my Apple computer is up, the next minute it wants me to log off, and Google is telling me to shut down. So today we are here to get again to talk about mental health and mental health awareness. Of course, my name is Marticia Sherman. I am the unapologetic therapist. You can find me on all social media platforms. I'm on YouTube. I am on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn. I am anywhere that you need to find me when we're talking about mental health and mental health awareness. Why this platform is here? I keep telling you, it's all about you. I show up for you. I show up for you as the client on my stage, on this platform, on whatever you need me to be here for you. I am here. Okay. So thank you for joining me every Wednesday, you guys. This has been amazing for me. Um, right now, you may see me like rubbing my eyes or whatnot. Is because my heart and my compassion in this industry for mental health. I have been up late applying for stuff, trying to get the community awareness out there going on, working on reaching out to other organizations, other entities, to put a name with my face and who I am and why I'm here. For those of you who don't know, I am also going to be at the Texas Black Expo. I do have a booth there. I will be talking about mental health. It's free to come. You can sign up for to be there at the Texas Black Expo. As a matter of fact, let me give you that information for this Texas Black Expo. When I say I'm excited to be a part of this event, this is my very first huge event in Houston. And I do know and understand that this event is super huge. There are going to be a lot of vendors there. Like I said, it's free to sign in, to sign up to come to the event. It is free, as well as, let me find my flyer because I want to make sure that you know that I'm there. I am vending at this Texas Black Expo. Um, this is me. I am a vendor there. It starts on um, May 3rd and May 4th. So sign up for free. You can register. I'll put that on all my social media pages. You'll be able to see that. You'll be able to register. Come join us. Come see what's out there at the for the vendors booth at the Texas Black Expo. I'm very excited to talk about what I do and why I even exist. You know, why did I even start? Why he can't as a therapy service? Why did I even take my test to become a licensed therapist? Why did I go through that full 18 months of being under supervision by somebody to help me get licensed so I can be out here in this community? When I say your girl has been working, I'm like Michael Jackson right now. You got me working day and night, you know. So again, I will be there at the Texas Black Expo. That is this weekend. If you have nothing to do this weekend, you can come join me at the Texas Black Expo, and see what's going on. Come be a part of what's going on in the community. Come get what you need to get. Like I said, it's free. You'll find that information on my social media page. Also, the young man Click Tight. Click Tight is also hosting July 19th. He's hosting a drive of Curry Road Park is where he'll be hosting that. You can see that on all my social media pages. I'll have that information out there for you. Um, Let me tell you, I just, I became fully licensed on April 21st. And I was told this before. I opened my door to celebrate people. And today is Wednesday. So May, the month of May, if you want to be here on my um, podcast and you are a woman doing wellness, talking about well health. Well, Monday is mental health awareness month. Monday is for mental health awareness. But if you're a woman and you out here walking in your unapologetic authority and you're talking about wellness and health and everything such as that, let me know. Let's get together. Let's talk about it. Actually, as a matter of fact, I'm going to open it up to everybody, Lottie Dottie and everybody. If you're a male and you want to talk about mental health awareness and you out here impacting the society and the community, let's talk about that. You're female, you're a part of LGBTQ plus community, you're a pastor. Come on, let's talk about it. Come sit on the couch with me. Now, for those of you who did not know, yes, it is still happening. Although my bro, Click Tight is hosting his event on July 19th. We are doing the Tonight is the Night Symposium for Mental Health Awareness. And I have my guy that's going to be on there, Big Skinny. Big Skinny is going to be there. He's going to be the comedian. You'll have time enough to get your tickets, get everything going on. Hey, Nunu. So my granddaughter decided she wants to call me, but you'll be able to get your tickets. Tickets will become available on May 5th. Be on the lookout for this information. VIP, general admission. If you're going to be VIP, I'm telling you, the price is going to be well worth it for all the things that's going to be given to our VIP people. For general admission, believe me, you're going to want general admission. I just really want you to be there. I just really want you to be in the place. Come sit down, talk to me, talk to those who's going to be there, the vendors that is going to be there. We're going to have some good food. We're going to have some activities. We're going to have some games. We're going to have some prizes. And so much more is going to be given out on July 19th. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. I'll tell you, if you miss the For the Love of Basketball and Mental Health Awareness and For the Love of Basketball and Mental Health event, you missed a treat on that one as well. You really did. We had so much fun. It was great. The basketball players had fun. Like I said, 18 and plus, but 2026, this is an annual event, you guys. The things that I'm doing are annual events. The For the Love of Basketball and Mental Health is annual. So if you didn't get a chance to vend, if you didn't get a chance to, the location that we're going to have it at this time, I'm telling you, I'm hoping and praying that it be standing room only. We're going to do this, and we're going to do this the right way. And in doing so, I'm building a relationship with my viewers. I'm building a relationship with everybody to know, so you can see my heart and know my heart. So today is part 2 of Faith in Mind, Bridging Spiritual and Mental Health. Is suicide really the final option? Is suicide really the final option? Well, statistics and society says it is. But when it comes to you as a person, ask yourself, is it really the final option? What can be done? Suicide is preventative. It is very preventative. You can prevent suicide. You can prevent having homicidal ideations, being one of those roadside, road rage persons. That's a form of homicidal ideations. When you have someone who sees someone so much till they get so angry that they want to hurt them, harm them, kill them, do any type of malicious type of thing to them. That is called homicidal ideation. That means you're homicidal. You really want to harm somebody and take them out. That can be prevented when you learn how to find the right coping skills and the right developmental skills for yourself. When it comes to suicide, suicide can be prevented when you are able to really find someone to sit down and talk to and let them and express yourself. Like me, I always had this thing about myself. I would tell a person, here's my number. Call me. I don't care if you want to scream. I will put my phone down and pick it. I'll pick it up every so often to ask if you're okay. Or I'll listen for you to tell me whether or not you're ready to talk. That was giving that person a safe space. Then I would always say, I'm your sounding board. Come talk to me. And this is way before I became licensed. This is within my 11 plus years of being in this industry. My whole thing was to reach whomever, however I can to prevent suicide. Then I told you about companies that have these suicidal prevention walks. New Orleans, I'm coming for you. If you know anybody in New Orleans, if you know anybody in the boot, I'm telling you, I'm coming for you. The booth, I'm coming for you. Now I can pop it off like this. Like I can pop it off. I can make it happen. I can do these things to make sure that you get the things that you need. So be on the lookout for, if you have family and friends that are in Louisiana. If you have family and friends that are in Louisiana, let them know the unapologetic therapist is coming for them this year. We're going to make some things happen. Now, California, I'm on my way to you too. So be prepared. Your girl is moving. I'm moving around because I have to do exactly what is mandated by me. And that is to break down, dismantle, destigmatize, eradicate the stigma that is such a stereotype, and it's causing stereotypes and stigmas to be about in the community, as well as these generational behavior patterns. Hold on, you guys. I really got to do something real quick. I'm sliding out for a moment. It'll be okay. I'll be right back. So, I at times in my neighborhood have things where things are loud, and I have to make sure that I keep you at focus. Hi, Lakeithia. It was so great to see you on Sunday, girl. Let me tell you, my girl yielded. When I tell you the color yellow, and I'm gonna say this, and I mean this unapologetically. I know the beehive like that black and gold, but let me tell you, this one with the black, yeah, I did roll away for a second. I had to roll away because it was noise, a real bad noise in the back. But that when I tell you this young lady is amazing, and I thank her in so many capacities within my life, because I, for one, would have not ever seen myself in doing what I do now. So my shirt that I have on right now, that's why I kind of rolled away. But my shirt right now, it says, "Let them know I'm here." This is one of my products. Let them know that I'm here because I am the unapologetic therapist. And country, I know. Therapist. So, okay, just like some people, it's hard for them to pronounce certain letters, and it sounds like the letter that is not, like my niece could not say the T word. T started off with F's. So, again, let's take it back to, is suicide the final option? We've been seeing suicide on the rise here lately, and it's not it's not anything new. It's just forthcoming, and everybody is seeing it more than ever, especially when it comes to I need to especially when it comes to this type of community and what society is putting out here of what is right and what is wrong when it comes to a person and how they live their lives. Okay. Suicide can be prevented, homicide can be prevented. When you're diagnosed, and that's another thing about people self-diagnosing themselves. When it comes to Google, you go on Google, you go and find out what Google has to say about something that you may be experiencing at the time. Not everybody has major depressive disorder. Not everybody have schizophrenia. Not everybody is schizoaffective. Not everybody is bipolar. Not everybody has any type of DSM-5 type of diagnosis, but so many people are diagnosing their loved ones, their friends, because they're showing behaviors that are very concerning. But are they really concerning? Are these behaviors really that concerning till you would go on on Google to find out this information? You know what, Lakeithia? We don't. We don't talk. We as a race, really, we do. We really do feel like as a race that mental health is not for us, because what we used to say, those cliches, what happens in the house stays in the house. Oh, don't worry about him. He crazy anyway. Is he really crazy? Oh, don't worry about Uncle Ben. He been acting like that. Ain't nothing wrong with him. He been drinking like that all his life, or he been smoking like that all his life. But you don't know why Uncle Ben is drinking. You don't know why Uncle Ben is smoking. You don't know why these behaviors are even happening. And what I'm finding out more and more, and this is so unapologetic, what I'm finding out more and more is it's not just young girls were being molested in the household. Men were too. Boys were being touched inappropriately, and girls were being touched inappropriately. And because it was such a hush hush situation, it just became a quiet silence. I'm just going to suffer in silence when it comes to talking about who touched me and why I was touched, and who abused me, whether it be emotional, physical, mental, all of this abuse that was going on back in especially for the Black and brown community. And nobody wants to talk about it. Why? Because of fear. The fear. False evidence appearing real, because you're thinking somebody's going to judge you. You're feeling like somebody's going to say, oh, that really didn't happen to you. Nobody touched you like that. Your uncle didn't do this. Well, if you keep calling my uncle who's not my uncle, case in point, you keep calling somebody who's not my uncle or somebody who's not my aunt, hey, this is your uncle Robert, because your mom was messing with Robert, or this is your aunt Luetta, because your dad was messing with his side piece, and your mom had her side piece. Let me tell you, these side pieces, that's a whole nother topic. Like I said on the Saving and Silly show, being on there with my girl Erica B and Taza Raquel, side pieces were concubines. And if you notice, those concubines back in the Bible were being taken care of. So if you want to be a side piece of what? A piece of chicken? Because if you're not, that man, there's no need. There's no need. And I know that in certain cultures, having an extra woman on the side is fine. But honestly, you're doing more damage than harm. If you're inviting that person in, you don't know the characteristics of that person. You don't know if that woman or man have psychological issues or have been messed with. Side piece of the biscuit, you sure right, have been touched or messed with. They're like, look at what's going on in society here nowadays. And I've seen this, and I'm seeing this constantly, where individuals are meeting someone and they're bringing them around their children, and then they're harming their children, in some cases even murdering their child. And these were side people in their lives, or somebody that they started a relationship because they no longer had the relationship with the person they were with. They didn't no longer have the relationship with the mom. So they met a woman, thought it was okay, brought the child around, and that child ended up being murdered or harmed. Meet a man, don't know what's going on. They're not safe. So you bring them around your children, they end up killing your child or murdering your children, and then what is left? There's nothing left. So get your house together, get your mind, get your faith. Your faith is your belief, your mind is your thought. Get your beliefs and your mind together. Because again, these things are preventative. When we talk about, even when we talk about love, when you're talking about somebody loving you and they have conditions and standards to this, you honestly, hey, whoa, red light, red light, pump the brakes. I'm not going to be with you if you have conditions about how I love you, because I say this, a person can only love you from the capacity of what they know. Case in point, a mom growing up, being abused, have daughters, treat the daughters the way that they were treated because they were not loved properly. So that was their form of love. If I call you out your name, if I talk to you crazy, and not the word crazy, because if you look at the word crazy in the dictionary, it's not what you guys think when it comes to mental health. It's not. Because because there's different forms to this vocabulary. If they say, if you ever want a person to really know something that don't want to read, put it in a book. Yeah. So pick up your dictionary, learn a little bit more about what these words that are coming out your mouth, and also be mindful of the things that come out of your mouth when you're talking about something. So faith and mind, as we explore and intersect this, I have to get back to the church. We as individuals, as believers, when it comes to faith and mind, I posed a question. Is it your church responsibility? Is it the pastor's responsibility? Is it the congregation responsibility? Whose responsibility is it for you to seek mental health services? It's okay to go to the pulpit and pray. Your pastor don't need to know all your prayers, because your prayers come with your relationship and not your relationship with God. Your prayers come with you having communication with God. And what happens is, when you have communication and right communication with God, your pastor will already know what to pray for. The scriptures say that we're to pray, and when we're praying without ceasing, and we are to pray as we don't know what we pray for. That's why the Our Father prayer, when the disciples asked God how to pray, he gave them the Our Father prayer. So then I went into explaining, and I had another conversation about Adam and Eve and the thoughts that Eve thought were Adam's thoughts. So come at me if you want to, but don't come at me about the Bible, because I'm not going to argue with you about what the Bible says, and I'm not going to do the thus says and all this other stuff. But when we talk about mental health, it started originally in the Bible. It started in Genesis, and it's throughout the whole Bible, from Genesis to Revelation. Genesis, when God made Adam, because he was at an I am on the earth. Then he created Eve. They had communication. Then we say Eve had this conversation with this serpent. But did she really? Or were they audible hallucinations? Were they visual hallucinations? Because honestly, in Genesis, the only voice they were supposed to hear was God's voice. So who other voice was she hearing? Then you had it going down to her children, when you had Cain and Abel, the brother killing the other brother. Then when God says you're going to hear the blood cries from the earth, come on now. If I'm hearing the ground crying because I didn't kill my brother, am I really hearing these things? Yeah, that's it. Then we had, throughout Genesis, you also had, Abraham. Abraham had a relationship with God. Abraham talked to God. That was another Adam on the earth, which was Abraham, and Abraham talking about God and the things that were going on and him having communication. Then he started hearing things. So then you also have, and I can go on and on about stories, and I can tell you on and on about things that really stems about mental health. I said I was going to bring this up because nobody teaches about this. If you want to know one of the first suicidal attempts when it came to suicide, Samuel, Daniel, David, David and Samuel, David and Goliath. If you ever want to know a true story about suicide and how nobody knew, even though Samuel was being tormented, nobody knew, but Samuel committed suicide of his own self because he died on his blade. That was a form of suicide because he took himself out of here because he couldn't take it anymore. So is suicide really the final option? It's really not. It is preventative. It is preventative. Suicide is so preventative. I just wish we can talk about it. Talk about those things that's bothering us. Talk about those deep, dark secrets. Talk about how you can get out of that rabbit hole. And a lot of people don't want to seek professional help. Why? Because you think it's costing too much. No, if you have insurance, we're insured. You can come to us with your insurance. If you don't have insurance, we have different ways we can see you to help you. You got the EAP if you have insurance, if it's allowed. You have even your marketplace insurance will cover mental health. Seek a professional. Stop telling your friends and family what's really bothering you the most and hoping that it's going to get out, especially if you tell the wrong auntie. Especially if you tell the wrong uncle, especially if you tell the wrong cousin, all your business will get out there. I just have to be real about the whole situation. You got to know who to talk to. But again, when you're talking to your family members, you don't know if that person is dealing with something themselves, if they're having a moment themselves. And I call it a moment because most suicidal, homicidal, mania, psychosis type of thing kicks off within a moment. It kicks off in a moment. And a lot of times, myself, as a licensed professional therapist, have to deal with dual diagnosis. And what I mean by dual diagnosis, when a person is dealing with depression, they self-medicate. Self-medication may be smoking, illicit drugs. It can also mean drinking alcohol on a continual basis to soothe something that you refuse to talk about. You refuse to talk about it. Maybe because you feel like you have no one to talk to. If you don't want to talk to me, you can talk to 988. You can also call a crisis line, which is a 1-800 number. I post that as well. You can talk to someone, and it's non-judgmental about this. Like, this is a judgment-free platform. It's non-judgmental because why? We were trained to help you get out of that rabbit hole. We were trained to help talk you, like they said, off that ledge. We were trained to talk to you so you don't feel like, you're being tormented or targeted by these things that are going on behind closed doors, that are going on in your mind, that are happening within your thoughts, that you feel like, I can't talk to nobody because if I did, my information will not be safe. I'm safe. I'm credentialed to be safe. I'm very safe about this. So I'm going to open it up to, again, in the beginning, if you didn't catch what I said in the beginning, I'm opening this up for the month of May. The month of May, let's have conversations. The month of May is Mental Health Awareness Month. If you're a woman and you want to talk about it, if you're a man and you want to talk about it, if you are LGBTQ plus veterans, um, all of that, because it's time out for us to be suffering in silence and believing these cliches and doing generational things just because your mama did it, you doing it. Your daddy did it, I'm doing it. My uncle did it, I'm doing it. The grandma did it, I'm doing it. My grandfather did it, I'm doing it. The great grandfather did it, no, no. Each generation should change, especially if you're seeing behavior patterns that are not good. Especially if you're seeing behavior patterns, and stop sitting back laughing at people. Stop sitting back laughing at family members because you feel like they can't get themselves together. Stop laughing at family members just because you believe they're not where you are, because you don't know what has put them in that pattern. You don't know what has brought them to that point where they're having homicidal, suicidal ideations. You don't know, like I said, again, I'm finding out more and more that not just young girls will be molested and ancestrally raped, or whichever one you want to call it, young boys were as well. So let's have conversation. Let's have conversation about mental health. Let's have conversation and make it a norm. Make this a normal conversation, because let me tell you, one thing I can say is when you have these conversations with someone who's professional and they can give you true guidance and open up your understanding, you will begin to heal and find ways of being able to talk about it with clarity, to understand that it wasn't you. It was the behavior of the person before. Again, I make no excuse for anyone who's out here um, molesting a loved one. I make no excuse for that at all. Won't ever make an excuse for them. But I know they need help. They need some serious help. May have been they were touched inappropriately. Maybe they were raped by a loved one, by a family friend, or something like that. And a lot of times we see people committing suicide because, again, they don't know who to talk to, how to talk to them. When we talk about faith, what is your belief? Just because a person have faith don't mean that they're not going to self-harm themselves. Doesn't mean that they won't kill themselves. It's the misunderstanding of what they believe in and what they're believing that can cause them to have those thoughts. When it comes to your mind is the very first thing a thought comes from. The very first thing. As a matter of fact, your mind is actually the last thing to go when you leave this earth, suicide is committed in the most violent way, I can say. But your mind is the last thing to go. A lot of times when you hear people, when a doctor say, "Oh, they're brain dead," it's because their brain left and nothing else is functioning. Yeah, your heart is going to continue to do the pumping, but again, your mind is gone. Unless your heart stops, then your mind stops and there's no more thinking. But we want to be able to capture these thoughts. I'm here, and I use was it Hosea 4:6. I use Hosea 4:6 also for my college strategy, for the college strategy kids. Hosea 4:6 says, "My people perish for lack of knowledge and lack of understanding, and they refuse." When you refuse, when you refuse the knowledge somebody is giving you, where you can go back and research it and know that it's true, and you refuse it and you continue to do the same thing over and over again, that's on you. That is not on that person. That is totally on you. If you refuse when somebody says, "I need you to do such and such, and it's not anything harmful, but it's encouraging to help you," and you refuse, that falls on you when things does not fall in place. Okay. 2 Timothy 2:15 says to study, to show yourself approved. A workman need not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. That means you're dividing what you're reading, you're dividing what you're being told, you're dividing. I would have to say, even for uh, my girl Lakeithia London, that's been on here, she has a spa, and I'm just gonna take it like this, and I have to use her as an example. She has a spa, and in her spa, it's about rejuvenating your body, doing different things, to help you get better, get well. For those who are overweight, believe she had the point where she was doing those Ozempic and the Majono things, but she also educates you on these things because she was a nurse. So in being that, if that nurse come to you and tell you, hey, I understand you may not like to take this medication, but taking this medication is only temporary. I need you to do this just as a temporary thing and to heal yourself and get better. Take that advice. Study that medication. What are the side effects? And don't become a hypochondriac. What I mean by hypochondriac means that you take that information and you become so fearful till you start imagining things that are not true about what's going on. I see that a lot too. When a person is giving you advice and they say, well, if you take this aspirin, and this aspirin is supposed to help you, and this and other, and then you go and you read the side effects, and then when you read the side effects, you become a hypochondriac, and it's like, oh no, if I take this aspirin, they say that it's going to turn my stomach inside out, it's going to do all this. You know what? Go to the professional before you do it. Do a lot of things don't transpire in the church, and this is what upsets me about the church, and well, the edifice, because we are the church. This what upsets me about the edifice when we come inside of a building to congregate. It's a form of networking. Did I say that right? Networking, meaning that you're there. The pastor is bringing the word because he studied this, that, and the other, and you're to network and walk around and talk to people. Hey, how you doing? Some people just go to church just many reasons. If you that lady that's going to church because you're trying to find your husband, you're going to the right place. Because I'm gonna say you're going to the right place. You're going to the right place. It's not really there. You're going to the right place to get your soul healed. Just like you go to the doctor to get your medication, if you need it. You go to a lawyer if you need him to help you out with a case. You go to a physician if you need different physicians. There are different type of doctors out here. You go to a comedian if you want to laugh. You go to a comedy show if you want to laugh. And be on the lookout for that, because I'll be sharing that too. May is going to be on fire. Also, what I'm offering in the month of May, because I do also have a coaching program, I will be offering different platforms to do coaching with individuals who really, if you feel like therapy is not for you, but you want life coaching, I will also be conducting life coaching programs that's going to be very beneficial. It can go from 3 months to 6 months to 9 months. I believe if you actually do something 12 months, you still need that break, that 3-month break, to really gather your thoughts and whatnot for what's going on. So I don't want to be so far off a topic, but last week I gave you statistics when it came to the Black and brown community, when it comes to suicide and the suicide attempts. I gave you 3 main character traits that happens when a person is suicidal. 1, you have those who have the thought. Then 2, you have those who contemplate. And then 3, you have those with intentions. Those who are intentional about committing suicide, you're not going to get any information from them. They're not going to tell you nothing. All you're going to know is the next day you'll hear something has transpired. 2, the attempt, those who attempt to commit suicide, and it's not always a drug overdose. I was asked that last week from ClickType, Is drug overdose. It can be. A person can commit suicide by overdose, and that's intentional. What they would do with those drugs, I really can't get into that type of disclosure because of sometimes this stuff is so sensitive. People would take what I'm saying and try it. And I'm not for that. I'm not going to give you ways of doing stuff, but I'm telling you, as a person in this mental health industry, when you talk to someone who is suicidal, there are three different degrees of suicide. You have one who they're just, I mean, it's a thought, it's an ideation, it's a thought. They don't have no means or ways of doing it. In some cases, even society would say that it's a cry out for help. It's a cry out. I need you to help me get through this. I need you to help me get through this. And sometimes that cry out is for attention. But what is the attention for? What are they missing? What are they lacking? What are they needing that they feel like the attention is not there? Then you have those who attempt. I'm going to do it. I've attempted to do it. I've tried to do it. I've done it this type of way. You still didn't listen to me. You still act like you didn't care about me. So I'm going to attempt to do it, and I'm going to keep attempting. And sometimes a person can continue to attempt till they become intentional. They become so intentional about harming themselves because they feel like you don't care, you don't love them, they're not getting their needs met. Um, things are things of this, and it's all about a conversation. Just like my viewers are saying, it's about a conversation. Can we talk? Can we really talk about this? Can we really make this a norm of a conversation? Can we really sit down as a community and have normal conversation about mental health? Can we really, as a community of believers, of those of faith and of thought, to sit down like they used to do back in the days, like the Indians used to do without the extra stuff, like the Indians used to do. And nowadays, people think that it's what is called mastermind or anything. No, it's called groups. Let's have groups. Let's talk about it. Let's have a group session where we can all do like they used to do back in the days with families. And we sit down and we all bring a dish. Don't bring the potato salad with the raisins in it. But we can sit down and have a dish and have conversation and what they call it a potluck. So for the month of May, I'm also announcing my new location for groups. It's going to be virtual. We're going to do virtual grief groups, and we're going to do in person grief groups. I'm going to also do an open house where you can come and see me. Come see me in person. Come sit down and have a conversation with me. Right now, you're getting a full hour of me. Questions. Do you have any questions that you want to address? You have any questions about a loved one that you don't quite understand what's going on? You have an hour with me on Wednesdays to ask that question. And pretty much you're getting an hour of free time, a free consultation, which normally what therapy generally lasts for about 45 minutes to 60 minutes in a session where we can sit down, have deep conversation. Because for me and with me unapologetically, I am the one that's going to flip that rug over. I'm going to flip that rug over, and we're going to get deep down into the dirt and the nitty gritty of what's going on and why you're feeling the way that you feel. I pose that question. We ask questions. Why would a person want to commit suicide? Why would a person feel like, what's wrong with people out here today in society? And I'm sure they probably ask the same thing about you as an individual. What's wrong with that person? Why do they think like that? Why do they feel that way? And this, that, and the other. I'm also, like I said, I'll be this coming Saturday and Sunday. Saturday and Sunday, I will be a vendor at the summer celebration at the Texas Black Expo. Come by my table. Come find me. I'm going to post this on my social media platform so you can register. Come find me inside of there. Let's have a conversation. And I'm going to be giving away gifts and prizes. Yes, I'm going to have a raffle that's going on. That's I actually have. It's going to be one huge basket, and it's going to be three smaller baskets. But they have vital, important information inside of these. And I want those to understand I'm not here to judge. I love this industry. Like I said, I've been in it for over 11 plus years. I love what I do. I love how I talk to people. And I'm going to tell you, every time when you talk to me, I'm going to come to you unapologetically. You're going to get nothing less than the unapologetic therapist. Also, I also put out here that we're having an event, the Tonight is the Night Symposium, that's happening in July. So far, I have my guy, Big Skinny, that's going to be there, that's going to give some comedian jokes. And believe me, we all need to laugh. Laughter is one of the best ways to get past certain things that are going on, and not laughing as a coping mechanism, but having true laughter. VIP tickets will go on sale. General admission will go on sale. We'll have activities, game, food prizes. I'm excited about one main activity. Also, the food is being catered. One of the activities I know for sure that we are doing, and that deals with what we're talking about now, faith in the mind, painting your trauma on a canvas. That was birthed last year or the year before, where we're talking about painting your trauma on a canvas. What does your trauma look like to you? Is it um, things that we call ugly are very beautiful? I love art. I love music. I love anything that's creative. Creative abilities are, we have art therapists, we have play therapists, all of these things that are able to help a person dealing with life and life when life be lifing, like they say, when life be lifing. Um, but I'm here for you as your therapist online, the unapologetic therapist. And I want you to really be able to have conversations about mental health. I want you to really be able to have safe conversations about mental health. I want you to be able to address the things that need to be addressed and stop living the lie that you were told as a kid that what happens in the house stays in the house. Stop living that lie of what happened to you as a child, of that's Uncle so and so, but Uncle so and so touched you inappropriately. And you're holding on to that stuff. I'm here to help, like I said, break these generational curses or barriers, or we say generational curses when it comes to spirituality, but I'm saying generational behavioral patterns. These are patterns that continue to go on. These are things that continue to happen in our lives, and it doesn't necessarily have to be when it happened as a child. Again, not everybody. Please take note of this. And I want you to really get this and get this deep down. Not everybody has experienced childhood trauma. Not everybody. Not everybody. Everybody has not experienced childhood trauma. Some people may have not experienced a traumatic situation until they became an adult. When they became an adult, they experienced a traumatic situation. Some people were so very protected by their family to where things like that did not transpire. I know some individuals who parents, they couldn't go to the cousin house, they couldn't go to the aunt house, they couldn't go to different things because the parents kept them away from those things, so they didn't experience them. So when they were old enough to see what was going on and it happened to them, they were probably adults. I know some young ladies who never experienced a breakup, never had a boyfriend. I know some men who never had a girlfriend to experience breakups. I know some people who never had those type of experiences that society claims that everybody has had. Not everybody has had childhood trauma. And then there's some cases where not everybody has had trauma as an adult. Trillions of people, and I know I rolled my eyes kind of back, but trillions of people on this earth, and you think trillions of people have experienced those things? Not everybody. Because we have different cultures, we have different ethnicities, we have different communities, we have different things that are going on. But no, not everybody has experienced childhood trauma. Not everybody has experienced, Uncle Bob and Aunt Lulu and all that other stuff in their thoughts and how they took someone's innocence from them as a child. As the unapologetic therapist, I give them no excuses. There's no excuse to that, to where you will feel comfortable and safe enough to take a child's innocence as an adult, even if you're a teenager, like the Kanye West thing. And I try not to get on social media things that are transpiring, but sometimes those things are needed to be talked about, because him talking about the things that him and his cousin did to each other and later on in life, now you want to talk about it. The young man may be going through therapy and feel like it's open. What I'm seeing now, more and more people want to talk about mental health, but they're talking at you and not to you. I want to talk with you. I don't want to talk at you. I want to talk with you. I want to be that voice that you need to hear, not hallucinating, but I want to be that voice, that right voice that you need to hear, that's saying, forgive yourself, because it wasn't you. It wasn't your fault. It wasn't your fault that that person touched you inappropriately. It wasn't your fault that that person did the things that they did to you. It wasn't your fault that you were abused. It wasn't your fault that you were neglected. It was not your fault. Stop taking the blame for everybody else for what has happened to you. That's not your fault. Those were decisions that that person put up on you. So come talk to me so we can take them back off of you. Take that stuff off of you. Take that off your shoulders. Take that off of everything that makes your decisions for you. Because a lot of times we make decisions off past trauma. A lot of times we make decisions off past hurt. A lot of times we make decisions off of past things that we have not been willing to talk about. Let's talk about it unapologetically. I want to see you heal. I want to see you whole. I want your faith, your belief to be right. I want your mindset to be on point. We all have good and bad days. And another thing that my listening audience, if you know somebody, or even if you know yourself, tell me in the Bible where it says test. I heard of trials and tribulations, but where do we get that we're tested on things? Show me biblically where it says test. I heard trials. If trials means testing, okay, I stand corrected. Tribulations mean testing, okay, I stand corrected. But show me the word test, trials. What is a trial? If we talk about trial, that means you're being put before something and something is opening up to talk about something that you did. Tribulations, you're growing through something. And stop saying, I'm going through this. Oh, I'm going through that. No, you're growing through it, because if you keep going through it, it's going to continue to repeat itself over and over again. I need you to learn from it. I need everything we do in life is a lesson learned. Life coaching or coaching, mental health. Let me tell you like this. Every experience you have should be a takeaway for you to learn what it is that you needed to get out of that. That's what I say every day. Besides the fact that I pray for you and say no premature deaths for anybody that's inside or outside of my circle, no premature deaths that are happening, meaning that you're leaving before your time. If that's a choice that you made of a decision that you decided to do, I just know that my prayers were there. But stop saying things that are really not correct. When you want to find a person that's really not thinking or listening to what it is that's being said, when you constantly hear somebody saying something negative, like, oh my God, I woke up and I just feel like I'm dying. Really? Change your mindset. Change what you say. Stop saying, I am going through that. Say, I'm growing through it. Find the lesson in what's going on. If you meet somebody, it don't work out, what's the lesson in that? If you go to a job, and I say this even for those who are employed, you're getting paid to learn. You're getting paid to learn. You're getting paid to learn how to flip them burgers. You're getting paid to learn how to spin that record. You're getting paid. Anytime you're getting paid to do something, you're getting paid to learn. So you should be advancing instead of decreasing. So if you're working in corporate America and you start off in the mailroom, you're getting paid to learn how to deliver that mail correctly. Because if you really think about it, you can always level up in a profession when you learn what you need to learn while you're there. Okay. So this week, I'm closing out this month, the month of April. I'm closing out with faith in mind. Be ready for Motivational May. That's what we're doing. We're doing Motivational May. So you want to be motivated? Let's do this. You want to talk about things within mental health? Because like I said, the month of May is mental health awareness. You're going to have suicidal prevention walks. NAMI is also doing a suicide prevention walk and a walk out of darkness. Suicide prevention. If you really want to support this mental health community, support your girl. Support your girl. Help me get this word out. Help me get this word out to the community. Help me promote normalizing mental health in the conversation. You can share, like, subscribe on my YouTube channel. Like I said, all I want is 100 followers on YouTube. I'm not asking 100 followers to like, share, and subscribe will set it on fire. Okay. Shorts will be available when you see this. Your girl got a license, fully licensed as of as of April 21st, 2025. I am so loving this. And just tell them I'm here. Tell them the mental health unapologetic therapist, Morticia Sherman, is here. I am here to eradicate, destigmatize the stereotype that is so on the Black and brown culture when it comes to mental health, because we are so underserviced and we are the main ones that they're targeting to say that something is wrong with us mentally. And every time when they see something that happens on social media or in society, it's always our fault. They blame us, but they use us. And I'm going to say this over and over again. They blame us, but then they use us for our gifts and talents. They blame us for the things that are going on out here in society, but then they use us for our gifts and talents. So many people were talking about Shadur Sanders. Okay. His belief, his faith, in his mind, that's what he was taught with his dad. You know, why judge? The scripture even says that don't judge lest ye be judged. Stop judging people. Stop watching what people are doing with their lives and judging them. Why don't you just pray for them? Unless you just don't have that prayer life. And if you don't, keep your mouth off of people. It's no need for you to talk about anybody if you're not in that same space, or if that's somewhere that you want to be, do it. Learn how to get your bag. Be in your lane. Talk about things that are positive in the community instead of showing things that are negative. Now, you just like the Bible says, you're going to have the rich and the poor. You're also going to have, like they say, the haters and the congratulators. So it's a cycle, like Lion King. It's a circle of life when it comes to social media. But we want to put out more positive, because the generation that's coming up next need to see more positive than they do negative. I'm still praying for the young man from LSU who committed suicide, basically because, and he was going to the NFL draft, basically because he caused an accident that caused somebody else to um, hit another car and pass away. And the gentleman was an older gentleman. Also, when it comes to things such as um, things that are happening in society, things that are happening in the community, you have these athletes, these kids who are getting money that they never had before, who are getting these NIL royalties or money that they never had before. If you are a person that's been there, done that, and can teach them the right way, teach them better. The statement says, teach one, learn one, or learn one, teach one, grow one of the topics. But I still stand on, when you know better, you do better, and you respond better. So tonight, we end April with faith in the mind. May is going to be motivational May. I'm going to motivate you. I'm going to be everything that I can be for you, for myself. And I'm going to pour into you for the month of May. Be on the lookout, because I'm going to also be doing giveaways. Like I said, for life coaching, I will have packages. You can also go, if you want to know more about what I'm doing, you can go on my website. You can go on my website and find everything that I'm doing. www.whyhecan't, and that's spelled with the 8, meaning infinity. Also, 8 means new beginnings. And I want you to begin new. I want you to begin this 2025. I talked to you about mind mapping out your thoughts. Stop doing these. I'm not going to say stop doing vision boards, because that seems like an assault to some people, and I'm not trying to insult you in any type of way. But if you're going to do a vision board, I need you to really mind map that and tell yourself, how do you see yourself in the next 30 days? How do you see yourself in the next, how do you see yourself next week? Where do you see yourself? And using specific, measurable, and obtainable goals. Use those, because it hurts me as a therapist to see people do vision boards and they put these pictures up of houses and cars, but you can't even keep up with what you have. You have a Nissan and they look like none. You're not cleaning it, you don't take it for maintenance, but you want a Porsche or you want a Mercedes, and we got to change our mindset. But we also got to be able to make conversations about mental health the norm, because people fear you when you know more, but you don't want them to fear you. You want them to come and be able to have a conversation with you. Okay, so this is your girl, Martisha Sherman. I am here unapologetically as a licensed professional counselor. Yes, I did master that. Yes, I did. State of Texas did tell me that I'm okay to talk to you For sure, for sure. Even though I was already doing it, but for sure, for sure. And again, if you want to talk to me directly, you can reach me at 346-525-4981. Send me a text message. I'll send you my calendar. We can have a 15-minute free session. My sessions are free. My consultation, correct that. My first initial consultation for 15 minutes where you get to talk to me and I get to talk to you is free for the first 15 minutes. After that, I have to shut you short. I have to cut it short. And if you're going to do the appointment, make sure you keep that appointment because it's always someone that needs to talk to and have a conversation about mental health. Again, this is your girl, Morticia Sherman. I am the unapologetic therapist, your unapologetic therapist. Be on the lookout for the Tonight is the Night Mental Health Symposium. Tickets are going on sale next week. Come see me on Sunday if you can after church, or on Saturday if you can, if you're going to go to Discover Green. If you're in the downtown Houston area, I will be at the Texas Black Expo. Come stop by my table. Come put your name inside of the basket for the raffle. You don't have to be there for the raffle that's being given for the mental health kit that is being prepared. You don't have to be there, but make sure it's free. Free to come to this event. We know we like free 99, okay? It's free to come to this event. Even if you just come in and you're stopping by and say, hey girl, I just come, high five you, see how you doing, show you some love, come do so. Also, if you want to donate, there's a donation button that will be on my website, as well as on any form of contact to me. If you know that you want to be a part of getting the word out to the community, you'll be able to do so through that. I look forward to seeing you guys in the month of May. Like I said, month of May is motivational month. So let's motivate each other and make mental health conversation the norm. I love you to life because I know that you want to know better, do better, and respond better. It's your girl, Morticia Sherman, your unapologetic therapist. Have a great and amazing Wednesday. And I will see you. Let's celebrate the month of May.